Hi, this is Big Papa Grump from the Board of Doom, and this is your wrestling recap. This is where I'm going to go through and I'm going to hit a couple of quick things, news and notes kind of stuff. We covered most of the stuff from Extreme Rules in the Extreme Rules recap, so I'm really not going to touch on that too much. First thing I want to talk about is the Hardys losing the Raw Tag Team Championship at Extreme Rules, and a little bit of insight into that because some people, especially me, were expecting them to carry on to SummerSlam, but as it turns out, Matt Hardy's wife is about to give birth, and so they had already pre-scheduled some time off, so that kind of explains why they took the belts off of them, because they're going to be out for a couple of weeks while they, celebrate the new addition to the family. Congratulations. Second thing is, there was a bit of a to-do with Kevin Owens being injured. I know Wrestle Talk News, they had a headline, Kevin Owens injured or whatever, but actually he broke his thumb and he's not going to miss any action. So he tweeted about it, something about the thumb of America being hurt, but he's not going to miss any time. So there's that. I don't know how significant it's going to end up being down the line. Anyway, Samoa Joe cut probably my favorite promo of the entire year up against Paul Heyman on Raw. And the best part of it was, and what, they were complaining in the crowd because they did this, but when you saw it on TV, it was spectacular. How he, put the microphone down and he told Paul Heyman exactly what I was going to do to him, because the cameraman's camera picked up the audio, but it wasn't directly into the mics, and it made it all the more sinister and evil, and it was great. And then he put him in the Coquita Clutch, basically sending a message to Lesnar. Then they announced that Lesnar was going to be on Raw this coming week, I assume, to address the situation. I really hope that this isn't going to be a one-off like I thought it was going to be, because I kind of really hope that this turns into a real feud. I doubt it will right now, maybe later, because they're still talking about Strowman versus Lesnar at SummerSlam. But Great Balls of Fire, stupid as a name as it is, it should end up being a really good match for the main event at least. We'll see how the rest of the card shapes up. Also, they changed the logo for Great Balls of Fire because of the phallic symbol controversy. That was all over the internet, where the logo with the two streaking balls of fire kind of made the shape of a male genitalia. So somebody in marketing got their ass kicked, I'm sure. Jumping over to Smackdown real quick, the New Day it definitely reinvigorated. Their promo was typical New Day, but it was entertaining New Day as opposed to stale New Day. So that was nice to see. Also, again, Fashion Files. I don't really have a whole lot to say about it. The Fashion Files is just still funny. I'm really liking the Fandango and Tyler Breeze talking to each other through inner monologue. Meanwhile, the New Day were standing there like, what is going on? So the fact that they couldn't hear it, but so it added a nice bit of comedy to it. So that was kind of cool. And I do like how they keep kind of changing up the style on it. So it's not getting old, it's not repetitive. So they're trying to be smart with what they're given, and it's working. It's one of my favorite things on SmackDown. So we did have a debut on SmackDown. Lana came out to try to get herself involved into the Money in the Bank women's ladder match. Nice. There was a little bit of, why is she keeping the accent, new character and stuff. It's like, no, it's still supposed to be Lana. So I was kind of happy that she kept the Russian accent. And really no mention of Rusev, which is cool, because when he comes back, maybe they'll do something with that. She did end up interfering in the six-woman tag match that they had, and somehow managed to get herself a title shot against Naomi. So that's going to be interesting. We haven't really seen Lana wrestle except that one time at WrestleMania a couple years ago, and she didn't really do a whole lot. It was kind of nice to see her get in there, and she did a little bit. So now she's been working on it. We'll see if it pays off. So then you had on 205 Live the title match between Neville and TJP, and Neville, after really good solid match, it's nice to see Perkins get a chance to show off his ability in a more than a 5-minute segment, and Neville ended up winning, doing countering into the Rings of Saturn, got to tap out, but it was a good solid match. Neville looked like Neville. TJP seemed like he was returning to the Cruiserweight Classic form that he had, so that was kind of neat to see. Moving on to NXT, Hideo Itami appears to be turning heel, and that's intriguing. It's kind of an interesting choice, especially since they've been teasing that he doesn't know what his future in NXT is because his contract's up later on in the year at some point. So they're kind of teasing, could he return to Japan? And then he's just GTSing guys left and right. Poor Oni Lorcan. And then Cassius, oh no, came out and kind of interfered. So I think they're starting a feud with those two. Speaking of starting feuds, Roderick Strong came out, gave a really good promo, and essentially declared himself for the NXT Championship hunt. And Bobby Roode came out and basically just verbally beat him down, and there was no response really from Strong. I think they're playing more of a sympathetic thing. I would have thought that they were going to write him to just like jump in either verbally or just attack, but I think they're going to slow play this because they got a little while before the next NXT takeover, so which should be SummerSlam weekend. You had Peyton Royce come out, and she put on a really good match, probably one of the better outings for her lately, because she hasn't really gotten too many solo outings of late. It's always her and her buddies, or it's mixed up into a triple threat or a fatal four-way. So she's getting a chance to show exactly what she could do in the ring. I mean, it wasn't great, but it was good. It's nice to see that she's along with everyone else down there is just getting better week to week and match to match. So that's nice to see. Sanity, Killian Dane got a win, so nice to see Sanity kind of get off the schneid, because they've been kind of in a bit of a rut, and I would really like to see them strengthen up that faction some and give them some solid wins, because they could actually do something. And it was really nice to see Heavy Machinery on TV. They're fun to watch. They're definitely kind of a corny gimmick, and they're owning it, and that's cool. I like that. They're having fun with it. The crowd's having fun with it. So, again, NXT, basically a glorified indie promotion, is really presenting itself, and the fans are reacting that way as well. So that's, pretty cool. And last but not least, since I mentioned I've been paying attention to Last of the Super Juniors, that, the final happened, and Kushida defeated Will Ospreay, and in about a half an hour match. So I've seen bits and pieces, mostly through Twitter, and it's Will Ospreay and Kushida, so there's probably a lot of really exciting action in there. Kushida is now, actually both of them would have been, but now Kushida is a two-time Best of the Super Juniors winner. Will Ospreay would have been the first back-to-back winner in, I forget how long. There's been very few. There's only been a handful of them. So yeah, definitely check it out if you get a chance. Nothing going on really too much in ROH right now. It's fairly quiet on the ROH front, so I'm just going to let that go. And since I'm running around the world of wrestling, I don't cover Impact. Still mad at them for many, many reasons. And wrapping up the who attacked Enzo debate, I'm done with it. I'm not done with the storyline. I'm enjoying kind of watching it play out, because there are some good stuff, there's some bad stuff, but I'm done guessing. It's they're making it seem as if it's Cass right now. Maybe. Is it the Revival? Is it the Legion of Doom? Could it be the Horsemen? So maybe Andre the Giant's ghost. Who knows? So that's been your wrestling recap. Sorry if it's a little rambling, but I'm just kind of I meant to record this earlier, had some errands to run, trying to get it recorded and uploaded at a decent time. And so yeah, that was that. I'll be back next week with preferably a less rambly one for you. So I've been Big Papa Grump for the Board of Doom. I'll catch you next time.